Well, it's all well and good for you lot, because you can afford another tax, can't you? But people like us can't. Hi, it's me again, and yeah, the crusty old House of Lords, the people in there that refuse to live in the real world with people like you and me, think they know best and they think they can decide what's best for us and for the BBC. And they've got a few ideas. And I've talked about a few on this channel before, but this one is the household levy, the one we all fear. Everyone who wants the BBC to do one and for the TV licence fee to completely go away, the household levy is the worst possible option. Because the way we have it at the minute, it's an opt-out system, which is wrong, but at least you can opt out. The problem is, not many people know about it. It's only us lot. I'm preaching to the converted here, right? The BBC don't make it clear that you can opt out, and they should. If they did that, I wouldn't have such a problem with them. You know, if they just said, if you don't watch this, you don't watch that, you can opt out, you don't have to pay us. But they don't. They make it scary. They make people believe that it's the law. And you know, it's not the worst system if they were honest about it, but the household levy, how are you going to get out of that? How are you going to opt out of that? Let's have a look. The BBC licence fee should be scrapped and replaced by a means-tested levy on all households, a Lords report suggested. This could offer the broadcaster predictable and sustainable levels of income, said the Communications and Digital Committee. I happen to know another media group that has predictable and sustainable levels of income. It's called ITV. ITV make a lot of half-decent shows. They don't make some bad stuff. I don't care for a lot of it, but I will freely admit they make some good stuff. They fund themselves completely via advertising, which means they're incentivised to make better stuff. The better stuff you make, the more viewers you get, the more you get ad revenue, right? That's the world. No problem at all. And they make about 1.4 billion quid a year from advertising. And they manage to stay afloat, pay high salaries and make good stuff. That's predictable and it's sustainable and it doesn't cost the people anything. And like I said, they're incentivised to make better stuff. The BBC is gifted currently over 3.2 billion quid a year and has no incentive to make better stuff because it doesn't matter if they get 0 viewers. Next year, they're still going to get their 3.2 billion quid. It makes no sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense. The levy would be a flat fee regardless of consumption, but means tested to make it fairer than the current regressive licence fee and could be linked to council tax. Yeah, because council tax is cheap anyway, so chuck a few more quid on there, eh? They don't live in the real world, these people. You know, the Lords, I'm sure they pay a lot more council tax than I ever have. They probably pay more in a year than I've ever paid, right, for their places they live in. I get that. But they have the funds to do so. Whereas, you know, my council tax is what, 98 quid a month, my old flat. That's a lot of money. That's a bloody lot of money to me. It just is. But to them, that's not even lunch, is it? They don't live in the real world. The report ruled out funding the BBC by subscription, advertising or government grants. Well, they don't get to decide jack all anyway. They've got a committee there to discuss it, just basically to give them something to do in the old folks' home they work in every day. You know, they don't get to decide the final outcome here. They're just discussing it. But it doesn't bode well that if they've come to the conclusion that subscription or advertising isn't the way forward for the BBC, the government could follow. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. The only people that know the real way forward for the BBC are the people that work there. Why are we not having them have this debate? You've got to just say to them, you sort it out. There's no more licence fee as you know it. How else do you want to go about this? There's no government grant, no licence fee. What do you think is best? Do you want to go subscription? You want to show adverts? What do you want to do? They're the people that can decide it. I know most of the Lords have ties to the BBC, and that's why they're protecting the BBC, because the BBC protect them in return. I understand all of that. It's all one big club, and I ain't in it. I get that as well. But I just don't understand this whole thing. All they need to do, the Royal Charter expires in 2027. Someone tell the BBC, someone in charge tell the BBC that when it expires, it will not be renewed. What you do from here is up to you. You can start showing adverts. You know how to show adverts. You own UK TV Group. They show ads and have sponsorship and stuff. You can do it. You could also go subscription if you want. My plan for it, how I would do it, is I would scrap off everything, keep some of the radio stations, whatever, we've got to show ads on them. But TV-wise, just keep BBC One, BBC News, fill them full of ads, full and full of repeats, apart from news, obviously. Well, they do mostly repeat the news on the rolling news anyway, obviously. And then have iPlayer as a subscription, BBC Plus or whatever you want to call it, right? And say you like to watch EastEnders, you want to watch EastEnders on a Tuesday night, you've got to pay your subscription to watch it on iPlayer. If you don't want to pay the subscription, you can watch The Omnibus on a Sunday morning, chock full of adverts on BBC One. How is that not a fair way to do it that suits everybody? They can show ads, they're capable of doing it. UK TV is very profitable. And don't forget, the BBC that you pay for, that gets 3.2 billion quid a year, isn't BBC Studios. BBC Studios is a private entity. And they're the ones that make the shows that many people like. The Attenborough stuff, Line of Duty, Top Gear, Doctor Who. They're all under BBC Studios. And BBC Studios sell them to BBC that you pay your licence fee for a fair market rate, which I doubt it is. So even if the BBC was to go under, all the shows you know and love, they're not going anywhere. They'll just be sold to ITV or Channel 5 or Netflix, or whatever. I mean, Netflix is going to take up Doctor Who soon anyway. Nothing will change. The only thing is you'll save 159 quid a year and you won't have to fund a dirty, lying, deceitful company. Committee Chair Baroness Stowell of Beeston said, "The greatest threat to the BBC's future is not replacing the licence fee." She said, "The real danger is if the BBC doesn't seize this opportunity to reform and demonstrate why it's of value to audiences in this new world of endless choice." Well, I could say the same to the House of Lords. The real danger to the House of Lords is if they don't seize an opportunity to reform and to demonstrate why it's of value to the British public. Why do you even exist, the House of Lords? You don't do anything but sleep all day, and none of you live in the real world. You don't understand what it's like out here at the minute, because none of it bothers you. None of it bothers you. When you're filling your Range Rovers up, you don't care. You probably don't even look at the pump. When I'm filling my Vauxhall Adam up, I bloody notice. So first, we are calling on the BBC to define its role more clearly and respond confidently with a plan that is ambitious about what and how it will change to serve the public interest in this fast-changing world. Yeah, I said it before, I don't understand why you ask the House of Lords stuff like this. The way people view TV is completely different between people my age, 40 and over, and people under the age of 25. It's completely different. I still don't mind sitting down in front of the big telly and watching a bit of telly. I don't watch broadcast TV, obviously, but like ITV Hub and that, or I'll go on All 4 and watch a bit of A Place in the Sun. Do you know what I mean? But people under the age of like 25, 22, whatever, the teenagers and that, they're like, what are you doing? They're laying on their bed, or they're laying on the sofa with their phone or their tablet or on their laptop, whatever. They're not interested in broadcast TV. They're not interested in the big square thing in the corner of the room. They just don't use those things anymore. But these people do, because that's how they were brought up. They still think everything outside is in black and white, and police officers are there to help you. It's a completely different world that they don't live in. And it just doesn't make any sense why you'd ask the House of Lords. But to be fair, it doesn't make any sense why the House of Lords even exists to me. I don't know. Well, that's 2 rants this week I've had about the House of Lords, and they do wind me up a bit. They do wind me up a bit. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It helps bring new people to the channel, helps the channel to grow, and we're converting loads of people to cancelling their TV licences every day. And that's the best way to get this movement going, isn't it? So think about doing that, and hopefully I'll see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da.